I always believed the day my father's will would be read would be the day everything finally settled. The fights, the arguments, the distance in the family. I thought grief would soften people, bring us together, but I was wrong. That day destroyed everything. My father passed away only 2 weeks earlier. A quiet death? In his sleep. And even though we weren't very close in the last few years, I still felt like the ground had been pulled from beneath me. My mother called me the night before the will reading, her voice cold, mechanical, like she was reading from a script. "Be on time," she said. "No drama." I didn't understand what she meant. There had never been drama from me, only from them. But the next day I understood everything. We all sat in that mahogany-filled office. My sister Clara tapping her nails impatiently, my mother pretending to wipe non-existent tears, and me, holding the last photo I took with Dad, his smile warm, his arm around me. The lawyer opened the folder. "Mr. Alden's final will?" he began, and then, my entire life shattered. My father had left almost everything to me. The house, the land, the savings, even his old watch. The one he said would be mine someday. Clara jumped to her feet. "This is a joke," she shouted. He barely talked to her for years. My mother didn't even flinch. She only stared at me, with this strange calm, like she had been waiting. The lawyer cleared his throat. "All decisions were confirmed on video by your father. He was fully," but my mother cut in sharply. "She is not his daughter." Those words hit the room like a bullet. I froze. "What? What are you talking about?" My mother crossed her arms. "He took her in, out of pity. She was never biologically his, and I can prove it." The lawyer looked just as stunned as I was. Clara smirked, like she'd finally won something, and my legs felt numb. My mother continued, "And because she has no legal claim to the family, the will is invalid." Everything after that sounded muffled, like I was trapped underwater. Not his daughter. How my father raised me, loved me, called me his heartbeat when I was little. Why would she say something like that? The lawyer asked for evidence. My mother confidently placed an envelope on the table. "DNA tests," she said, "from years ago." My hands shook as he opened it. Clara folded her arms triumphantly. I wanted to scream, cry, run, but the lawyer suddenly frowned. "These are copies, not originals," my mother snapped, "because the originals are at home. I didn't know you'd need them immediately." The lawyer slowly closed the file. "Mrs. Alden, these results use a format discontinued 8 years ago, and the lab name is spelled incorrectly." My mother's face went white. Clara looked confused. "Mom," but the lawyer wasn't done. He reached for another document. "Actually, your husband anticipated this exact challenge." The room went silent. He played a video. My father appeared on screen, week older but unmistakably clear. "If you're watching this," he said, "then someone is trying to discredit my daughter." My heart stopped. "She is my child," he continued. "Maybe not by blood, but she is the only one who ever cared for me without asking for anything." My mother's lips trembled. My father's voice grew stern. "I knew you would do this, Evelyn. You always resented her, but she is my heir, my heart, my choice." Clara let out a breathless "Dad," but he wasn't done. "To my daughter, if they try to take this from you, remember what I left under my study drawer." The video ended. I sat frozen. My mother looked like she'd been slapped. The lawyer turned to me. "There is one more part of the will that you should retrieve later." My mother suddenly shouted, "This doesn't change anything. She is not blood. This is fraud." The lawyer calmly opened another file. "Mrs. Alden, your husband legally adopted her when she was 5. These are the papers, signed, sealed, submitted." My mother's eyes widened in pure horror. You hid this from me," she whispered. It was the first time I'd ever seen her afraid. The lawyer shook his head. "He filed them without your consent, because he knew you would object." Clara muttered, "Mom, what did you do?" But my mother didn't answer. She grabbed her purse and stormed out of the room, slamming the door so hard the walls rattled. I didn't cry. Not then. I only stared at the adoption papers. My father chose me. He protected me even in death. Clara looked at me with a softness I hadn't seen in years. "I didn't know," she whispered. I nodded. Neither did I. Later that day, I returned to my father's study. His smell still lingered in the room, warm, comforting. I opened the drawer. Taped underneath was a sealed envelope. Inside was a letter. "My daughter, I knew you would doubt yourself, but you were the only light in this house, the only one who understood love. Everything I have is yours, because you gave me something priceless. A reason to live." For the first time since his death, I finally cried. Not because of the inheritance, not because of my mother's cruelty. I cried because he saw me. He knew me. He loved me, not by blood, but by choice. And that meant more than any will ever could.